house, he has denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. You know what that means? You if any but if any provide for but if any provide not for his own. In other words, you are in provision to provide, but you're not providing for your household. Do you understand that bit? Especially for those of his own house. So that is it. That means it's paramount that you provide for your house. Now, if that was revealed to every man, guess what? You would bring your money, put it on the table, and let you two sit down and discuss how you should use up that money, because you're providing for your house, your very own house. Now, it does not mean that if you don't have, you should milk yourself dry until you're dripping of blood while the other one has. So in other words, if you're in a relationship, this is not only to a man, but also to a woman. Because before God, there's no he or she. But again, if we took it that way, if we took it any other way that you would want to put it, if any provide not for his own house, if any provide not for his or her own house, for his own house, and especially for those of his own house, he has denied the faith. But when you're not in position to, it is not a crime. But if you're in a position to and you don't, like Dina said, that he could pay fees for other people's children who are not even his own, but again, neglect his own house, that is where it is sinful. So if you are in a relationship as man and wife, or fiancé, or whichever way we choose to take relationships now, it does not mean that you should be the only one providing. If you discuss it and you're the only one going to go out there and hustle, then you should be the sole person providing. And that means there is responsibility to the woman as well as to what she should do. Like take care of the house, make sure everything and the children are taken care of, including you, the one who goes out to hustle and tussle. So that is what I understand from what you just sent, single dad. And thank you. But I hope you can come in and explain more about what you just sent us, other than sending in the scripture. Lydian says, I think both should contribute. Surely it can't be 50-50 if one earns more than the other. That is what Lillian is saying, that both should contribute, and it can't be 50-50 if one earns more than the other. That is Lillian's opinion. Because think about it this way. You earn 5 million, I earn 50,000, and we are both supposed to bring in the same. So suppose I can only bring in 80,000 or 50,000 or 150 or 250. That is pennies to you who is earning way more than me. So I think that's where Lydian is coming off from. And single dad says, some Bibles say if a man, yeah, even when they say if a man does not provide for his family, it does not put it like you. I think where we get it wrong is if you're in position to provide and then you don't, that is where it comes in, that you're worse than an infidel. Why? Because you're in position to, but you're not able to provide. You're not providing for your household. You are in position to take care of their needs, but you're not doing it. That is why it would be worse. It will be a sin, and you'd be worse than an infidel. Thank you, single dad, for that. So for you, you're still bent on men being the providers, even when they have nothing to provide. So are you okay, single dad, saying that if you have money and your wife is earning more than you, she should still bring in 50-50? Is that what you're saying? Are you for 50-50 or not for 50-50, whether you're working or you're not working? you foot the whole bill. I need clarity on that one. I don't know where my people went off to, like Audrey. I don't know what her take would be on this one, but I would really love to hear her take on this one. And anyone else that is listening in, let me know in the comment section what your take is on this. Should money be split 50-50 in a relationship, or even when one is earning more than the other? Or is it unfair when it's done like that? Like Lillian has already said that it's not right. She thinks that both should contribute. Surely it can't be 50-50. So what are you trying to say, Lillian? That if you're earning more than me, you should bring in 70 and I bring in 10? Is that what you're trying to say? Because if that's what you're trying to say, be clear so it doesn't leave us wondering where you fall. Is it a 50-50 kind of relationship? Is it one where the whole bill should be footed by one person? Or is it where you bring and put all the money together in a pool where it is split to make sure all the needs are met in the house? Oh my goodness, Rogers, I'm so glad that you've tuned in. I don't know whether you had gone off with Lillian and decided to come at this time. I just asked about you and I said, where is Rogers? Lillian has just dropped in and here you are, Rogers. I'm so glad that you've tuned in. And Rogers says, good night. And Lillian, have you been on the whole time and you were quiet? I thought you had not come on, because I was wondering, where is Rogers, where is Lillian? You guys are my greatest support, and I had not heard from you. I'm so glad that you have dropped a comment, but you can't run off to bed like that after you've dropped only good night. I need to hear your opinion. Rogers, should money be split in a relationship 50-50, or even when one earns more? Or is it unfair? Like I said, money and love are two things that can bring people closer or push them apart. And I also said that money stress can kill intimacy faster than almost anything. If that is true, let me know, single dad and Rogers, before you go off to bed. Does money stress kill intimacy faster than almost anything or not? Because I know that if someone helped out, financially, it's like a kind of, again, foreplay in a relationship where you feel like you even love them more. I mean, they were able to relieve you on that stress, on that bill that was pending, that was weighing you down. I think financial teamwork is a good foreplay in a relationship. I don't know what you think. I need to hear from you, Lillian, Rogers, Dina, and Quality Marriage, Single Dad. I need to hear from you. Is it true that financial teamwork is a foreplay in a relationship? Or does it create silent resentment and power imbalance? Because I know men can really feel powerful if they are able to provide. But the moment they are not in position to meet the needs of the house, oh my goodness, you'd wonder what hit them. They would be so cold, you'd not know what is going on. Let me know in the comment section what you think on this one. Lillian says it should be in proportion to how much each person earns. So does that mean if I earn, I just need to know the right proportions that are right to you? Because if I earn 5 million and you earn 3 million, I'm the woman, you're the man. Should I still bring in 2 million, or should I bring in 2 because you brought 2, or 1 because you brought 1? I just need to know, how does it work? in a relationship where it's the income scale has tipped more to the female side than the man's side? Should it be that you foot the whole thing? Should it still be 50-50? Or should it be that, we got all this money, put it in a pool, and then meet all the bills of the house? Rogers says, for me, no, I'll go to quality marriage. Quality marriage says men should fight so hard and earn more than their wives, and also get to a safe place where they provide for their family. That is so true. And actually, it makes a sense that way. But okay, I'll give my opinion. I may differ here or there. I think, like quality marriage, I say that men should work so hard, yeah, and earn more than the wives, and also get to a safe place where they provide for their families. That is true. But in case he's worked so hard and he's tried so hard, but still cannot beat the income of the lady, what happens to the relationship? Men tend to do this. Rogers, correct me if I'm wrong, and a single dad, and anyone else, any gentleman that is listening in. The moment the woman is earning more than a man, to some relationship, it's already a signed off deal. The man would find someone to whom he feels like he's the king, like to whom where his money, the leftover money from you can go and make him feel like the boss. Like Dina has said, that he managed to save off some money and pay for another woman's shop and rent, and ran away from her and the children because he knew she could handle. So men tend to be threatened by the incomes of the ladies. And men out there, defend yourselves if that is not true. If a woman happens to earn more than you, it's not something that settles very well. That's my observation. And Audrey says, oh, no. Lydian says, good evening, Rogers. Hey, Rogers, I hope you saw that one. And for me, I think a man should contribute like 80 or 86%. That is Rogers' take off the relationship splitting, 80 or 86%. What about if you are not in position to? Rogers, let's not talk about money in a sense where we are looking at now, where we can actually provide. Yeah, we are in position to provide. I've seen so many relationships where the man was at one time providing and in position to provide, but then tables turned and the lady is the one now providing or earning more. Does that mean I don't know where we get it from in the African setting that we should be contributing more than the ladies. I don't know where we get it from, but Western people handle it differently. I mean, either we bring in the money and decide on what we are doing this month or what we are not going to do. But African setting, the man keeps his money, I keep mine, and then I contribute just a little bit. But because you don't know exactly what I'm earning as a lady, at some point I'll be earning more than you, or I'll have more than you. There's this gentleman that got to know his wife had apartments, and he had no clue that the wife was even in the one they were talking about, until one day she forgot her phone in the bedroom and went off to wash, and the man, the father dropped a message and said, well, the material for the other side has run out, and we think the money you provided for your brother's new truck is not enough. We could not get a truck at 35 million. We need more than that. That's when the man got really pissed and said, can my wife really have that much money after I give her transport money every day and hair money every weekend? And I'm the one footing all these things. She told me when I last asked, she was earning this much, and yet she had been promoted at work and was earning ridiculous money. Then at work they gave her a laptop, they gave her a company car that was always fueled, but she told the man, the company gave me this car, and they told me I can use it because they saw I was always getting late at work. So the man last heard or even knew that the wife was a secretary when she was even in a bigger position in the company than the man has ever dreamt. So the man's income was like pennies to the wife. He came to work one day asking for the secretary called so and so, only to be alarmed that the wife is not the secretary. She's actually among the people, heads of departments. That's when the man swallowed his, you know what? And that day is when the man got to know that the wife was really earning big, and he didn't know how long she had been earning that much money for. So guess what he did? He went home and they were renting, and he was carrying the weight of rent, school fees, food. And while in the meantime the woman was contributing that, just that percentage that was known that each had to bring in. And that broke the man's heart when he got to know that even the apartment where they were renting, because she insisted, we have to move into this apartment, I can't live in anything less, people at work will laugh at me. Yet those apartments were actually hers, and she was living on some of them and building others. And the man was really beaten up on it, and it nearly tore their relationship up. So I think you thinking you bring in 86% and leaving me with the 20, with the 14, you know, it may work now, but I don't know for how long. So we should think twice before we start off these things, because they may not work permanently. I don't see any harm in you earning and me earning and bringing our money, putting it together and using it to meet all our needs accordingly. Because then if it is to pay fees, we know where the money is coming from. If it is to do my hair, I know